Hello and welcome back to Bold TV. I'm your host, Sam Bloomquist. Today we will be diving into women in sports. I have here with me Odessa Jenkins, the CEO of the National Women's Football Conference, also known as the WNFC, and Sal Kokar, the CMO and Chief Strategy Officer of Safr, a ride-sharing app designed with a mission to empower women. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Sam.
So you guys are teaming up to promote women in sports. Tell me a little bit more about your partnership and how the mission statements of your companies really sort of coincide with each other. Sal, we can start with you.
Sure. Sam, when we signed a MOU with the NFL Alumni Association earlier this year, and the board members were kind enough to very quickly make the introduction to Odessa and her organization, and we immediately saw the synergies in our overall mission: empowering women, empowering them to be entrepreneurs, to follow their vision. And our mission is quite simple. It's about providing an option that should be a given, about safety and security during rideshare. So this is how the conversation started, and we felt an alignment of interests, and that's how our conversation started.
And then how did you see those interests align with your company, Odessa?
Yeah, for us, it's really fluid. Our purpose is to empower women and girls through football and to really help the world reimagine how they see women in sports. And so I thought that it was great that Safr has this same concept of helping women to reimagine how they ride, right? The idea that you can pick and that there's choice of the gender of your driver or your rider. And I think that idea of choice, that idea of helping women and their families to reimagine how technology can serve them is the same concept that we have with the WNFC and helping football fans and sports fans reimagine what football looks like on the field. And that's what women playing.
And you can get a lot of values from playing sports and being a part of an organization. What are these values that we really want to open up to everybody?
Yeah, for me, it's like the ability to understand that life is limitless. They say that it's almost impossible to be what you can't see. And so I think for little girls and even for women to open up the possibilities to themselves, that's what sports does. That opens up possibilities to you. And I think the more that our women and our sponsors and our fans see it, the more it's normalized and people feel like they have the possibility. The other thing that sports does that's almost like nothing else is it trains you on adversity, right? Every time you practice, you win or lose. Every time that you go in a competition, you are challenged to bring out a new skill set or do those things. And I think unlike anything else in the world, sports constantly builds a mechanism for you to handle adversity. And that's something that you take with you outside of sports that can help you be successful at every aspect of life.
Now, the WNFC has Katie Sowers, who just went to the Super Bowl with the San Francisco 49ers, and other NFL personnel on their advisory board. What kind of role does this advisory board play for you both to get your message across and to the masses?
Yeah, it was super important for us to have those women, but I think there's also folks like Jen Garrett and Lifford Hobley, who's an NFL alumni leader here in the Dallas area. That group really focuses on advising us and sending us into new avenues that we might not have access to. Women's football has been around for 70 years, but the story continues to be bespoke and told in a group that isn't really well known to the rest of the market. So right now, that advisory group is really spending its time helping us to get into other venues, helping us to tell our story outside of women's football right now. And they're doing an amazing job. There's also a new board member, Kieran Murphy. He's actually a manager's executive at Charles Schwab, and he's not in football, but he's doing the exact same thing, advising us on how to continue to expand our brand outside of the story that's been told in women's football so far.
And now we've all been faced with a challenge of responding to this pandemic. How important now more than ever, and what have you your company's both done to respond to this pandemic and continue to get women equal opportunities in the workforce?
The first thing that we did was we started outreaching to nonprofit organizations. So we partnered with Mustard Seed, we partnered with Harbor House, both reputable organizations in the Central Florida region, to start offering free rides to women in need in that area. Immediately after that, what we looked at was a subscription model for essential workers, essentially that need to still get to work and back and may not want to take public transport, and offering them free rides. Things like that have been allowed us to remain relevant and assist the communities where we are already. The more practical part of it is we see our drivers as entrepreneurs. A lot of women that may not want to drive at nighttime or may not want to drive because they're concerned of their safety and security, not knowing who they can pick up. I think the most important feature during this period, as well as ongoing, is our color match system, which allows the rider to choose the gender of their driver, but also vice versa, for the driver to choose the gender of the rider. So I think these are ongoing things that we're implementing within the company, everything from delivery service to curbside pickup and things like that.
Before we go, I want to just get it out there. Where, when, how can we catch these games for the WNFC, and when will we be playing?
COVID killed our 2020 season. We will be starting back up again in the spring/summer of 2021. So you can go to WNFCfootball.com. We're about to have a crazy event launch on August 21st with our sponsors Adidas and Riddell. So there's a lot of information coming. You can go check out a teaser video that we put for a uniform reveal and some other things. So we have a lot going on right now. WNFC Football on all of the socials, Twitter, Instagram. We just launched on TikTok. So there's plenty of content out there for you to go and pick a team. We're in 18 cities, 20 teams across the country. So for sure, go connect with your local team and become a fan of the WNFC.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. And thank you, everybody, for watching. Be sure to follow us on Bold TV on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.